I welcome all of you to this Wise Words session on CAPF examination. And we have with us Abhishek Pansare Sir, who is Assistant Commandant, and he will be guiding us into CAPF. He has a vast experience of teaching, and in the service, he has already, I think, completed 6 years. He'll definitely talk more about his career, and he'll definitely inspire you all into the examination. But before I introduce Abhishek, I'd like Pranav sir to speak few words about this initiative and guide us into this program. Yeah, Pranav sir, to you.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Kedar. Uh, and A warm welcome to all the participants and especially Mr. Abhishek Pansare, who is the resource person for today's webinar on Combined Armed Forces Examination. It is a very important initiative by WiseWords. I would take only 2 minutes of yours to just tell you that what exactly WiseWords and with what philosophy we are actually working. WiseWords is established some 6 months before in the formal way for academic as well as professional counseling. Uh, in the meantime, we have started operating at 2 or 3 levels. One of them was, of course, uh, preparing students, counseling students for different types of competitive exams. We already have circulated few videos, of course, prepared by Kedar and other resource persons. And then we conducted one important introductory course to UPSC aspirant in particular, but in general, civil service aspirants. And it was titled as Anvikshiki. Anvikshiki is a kind of inquisitiveness or inquiry. So we got a good response for that. And I'm happy that in the coming times, we are going to launch few such kind of courses online as well as offline. And I'm extremely happy today that Mr. Abhishek Pansare, who has got a vast experience in this uh, a slightly not so popular field. Whenever we think about competitive examinations, we already have, especially in Maharashtra, we have this idea either of UPSC or at the most MPSC, but other competitive examinations and other fields related to that. So we have Indian Economic Services, for example, Indian Forest Services, for example. All these things are different wings of administration, and every person working there on the field in the office is important to take this entire Indian administration ahead. So I think today is a very golden opportunity, and I must thank Kedar for organizing this particular workshop, of course, with Mr. Abhishek, that they are making us aware about an area which is not so popular among the especially Marathi children. And I think today is a kind of occasion for all of us. We all know the military, and there is always a great fascination for actually on the field military services, NDA and CDSC, of course. But more than military, I think today, uh, the people who are taking care of us is these paramilitary forces. Just 2 days before what happened in Nagrota, in Jammu and Kashmir, it was a total operation handled by paramilitary forces, Jammu Kashmir Police Force, ITPP, and of course the paramilitary forces. So, as military is important for us, protecting our borders, I think the problems that we are tackling now are not only on the borders, but they are within on the land. So, whether it is a Naxalism, whether it is terrorism, sleeping cells, so all these such kind of things are taken care by the paramilitary forces. So I think their contribution is immense. Their contribution, I think we should all thankful to them for being there all the time. And I think if some of us, because of today's session and then inspirational kind of guidance by Mr. Abhishek, if we could contribute ourselves in these paramilitary forces, I think the purpose of organizing this webinar today will be definitely successful and fruitful. So I welcome Mr. Abhishek. I'm extremely happy that he's associating with WiseWords. In the future, of course, we are going to plan few more things regarding this. And in coming times, we'll have more such kind of sessions introducing to various competitive examinations. And I think we all are committed finally to the service of this nation, integrity of this nation and service of this nation. So whether I am a teacher, uh, Kedar is working in some kind of administrative post, Abhishek ji is working in some other post, but our final goal is national integration and service to this motherland. So I think with this motto, I welcome all of you once again. I welcome Abhishek ji on this platform. Wise Words is our joint venture. So I think with these words, I think I once again welcome all of you and hope that you will all enjoy this session. It would be definitely an enlightening thing. Even I am looking forward to this particular session because many of us we don't know what exactly these exams are, and probably we come to know about these exams at some point of time when already the age is past. So we had some kind of feeling of repentance that had I been there, I would have appeared for this. So I think this is a very welcoming initiative by Kedar. So I must congratulate Kedar and Abhishek ji for this. And with these words, I take your leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful guidance which you have given, and you have briefly summarized the very introduction and the purpose of this initiative. So I'll quickly ask Abhishek, but before I welcome Abhishek, as Pranav sir rightly pointed out, that this is a golden opportunity to interact with Abhishek sir. So as the session is progressing, I would request you to post your doubts, if any, in the chat box, right? So I will be trying to moderate those questions. If there are common questions, I'll try to ask that. And towards the end of session, you can raise your hand virtually. There is a button towards the bottom, and then I will call out the names, and you can ask your doubt. Right. So that is the housekeeping rules will keep. And as Sir rightly pointed out, the recent attacks which took place in Jammu Kashmir, and not just that, the last year's the Pulwama attack, where 40 brave Jawans lost their lives, and that was a turning point in India's strategic response also. So it's only these events when we are aware of paramilitary forces. But today we'll be listening from the horse's mouth, Abhishek sir, and he'll guide us regarding this challenging and a very less known but important service for our country. So with that, I welcome Abhishek to this platform. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Uh, Abhishek, can you hear me?
Thanks a lot, Kedar.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Pranav sir. I first of all thanks Pranav sir, Wise Word, and my dear friend Kedar for giving me this opportunity to share my experience and share the service in which I am serving with you guys. Kedar is my old friend. We met during the preparation, and when he thought that we can do. So I was very happy to share my own experience. So it's better to share. I also extend my gratitude to Pronouncer and Wise Words. I'll just outline how we are going to spend next 2 hours. These 2 hours are just my experience for 6 years in the service. As Pranav sir has rightly pointed out, that this is very less known service for Maharashtra. That is very true. Like when I started preparation, yes, I was having only two options: either Maharashtra Public Service Commission or Union Public Service Commission. But UPSC also conducts the exam for other services, which the government give equal importance. Government never discriminate between the services. So we will talk about my service, and whatever the information we are lacking, I'll just try to fill up that void. So I'll just start with the PowerPoint presentation. Kedar, just help me out here. Can you
Yeah. Sure.
see the presentation, right?
Yeah, it's loading, I guess. Yeah.
Is it visible?
I don't think it's visible yet.
You can keep your mic camera on here.
Yeah. I don't think it's visible yet. It's only showing white screen.
Yes.
You can try to share it again. I mean, let's see if the PPT part is there.
Like it's share screen and whiteboard, no?
No, not whiteboard. Different one. The screen PPT
Screen.
part. Yeah, screen part.
Now is it visible?
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, now it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the small presentation I have prepared. We will just go through it. It is just the presentation to help me out. Anyway, this is my first webinar, so it's kind of, so it is just introduction to the CAPF exam. This is my introduction. My name is Abhishek Pansare. That, like we write in Maharashtra, Pansare Abhishek Sudham. I am from Nasik, Maharashtra. I have completed my computer engineering in 2010. I have appeared in CAPF examination 2012. I got All India rank 58 in first attempt. I was allotted to the CISF force. Out of CAPF, there are 5 CAPF. So out of, on the merit basis, I was allotted CISF, which was of course my first preference. I joined the force on 29th of August 2014. Till now, as I earlier also mentioned, I was preparing for the civil services. I have appeared in the 4 mains. Yes, whatever my lack in the preparation or misfortune, I have not cleared yet, but yeah, I have appeared in the 4 examinations. This was my photo. These are the, like, you know, the some days you cherish. This is J&K, and these are the Himalayas. So over the Himalayas, those are the snowflakes. So yeah. CAPF examination in particularly. The CAPF exam, every year UPSC conducts Central Armed Police Forces Assistant Commandant Executive Examination for 5 Central Armed Police Forces. Those are Central Reserve Police Force, that is commonly known as CRPF. The sir was referring to the Nagrota attack. So that operation was conducted jointly by J&K Police and CRPF. And CRPF was deployed there. I just like to share the same incident happened with CISF in January. If someone can Google, so that one toll plaza, the same incident, same modus operandi. So it was happened with CISF. The encounter happened with CISF. So yes, the CAPF has that one integral part in it, that internal security. So armed forces guard the doors, but the internal security is always the part of CAPF. So these are 5 CAPF, CRPF, CISF, Central Industrial Security Force, in which I am, or many of you must have been to airports. So the person who is screening there or having weapons for guarding, that is CISF. Then Border Security Force. We know the border movie. So the famous Sunil Shetty of the border movie, that is Border Security Force. Indo-Tibetan Police Force, post-Chinese aggression. This force was constituted. And then Sashastra Seema Bal, which guard the borders with Nepal and Bhutan. So post, as the country evolves, the country needs the different organ. And now, to eliminate the confusion, everyone has given a mandate. Like CRPF has a proper mandate to assist the central and state government in maintaining law and order situation in any state and in the nation. Therefore, the CRPF is having the most vast mandate. So they have different wings also. RPF, Cobra. You must have heard. There was a recently question in the KBC on Cobra. So Central Industrial Security Force. The force was established post 1968 to guard the economic frontier. As we all know, in the first and second 5-year plan, we went for the rapid industrialization. So with the rapid industrialization, there came the Mafia Raj also. So to guard the critical infrastructure of the country, government felt that there should be an armed force which should have its effect. So the force is backed by Act, and CSF came the force. Border Security Force, everybody knows the 1965 war. So post 1965 Pakistan aggression, the separate force was created, known as Border Security Force. It is the world's largest border guarding force. So BSF guard the Indian border with Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Okay, so they have deployment in all the western frontier, eastern frontier, and in the northeast also. Indo-Tibetan Police, the name itself suggests, it guards the Tibetan border. So whatever snow-clad borders in J&K, Uttarakhand, and Arunachal Pradesh, it is guarded by Indo-Tibetan Border Police. And then come the Sashastra Seema Bal. Earlier, this Sashastra Seema Bal was not a part of force; it was the wing under RAW. So after, just to clear the mandate, it was given the status of armed police force, and they have been given mandate to guard Nepal and Bhutan border. So that is Sashastra Seema. So this is about CAPF exam. So UPSC conducts exam every year. Like the civil services examination has to be conducted every year. In the same passion, UPSC conducts Central Armed Police Forces Assistant Commandant examination for these 5 forces. Assistant Commandant rank in CAPF is gazetted Group A post with pay level 10, entry level pay 10 in 7 CPC pay matrix. Just to distinguish between CAPF and CPO. So CPOs are the central police organizations. So even these CAPFs are the CPOs. That means CPO is a bigger set. But only these 5 forces has been designated as CAPF. I just want to show you the photos. What is the difference? So whatever the forces we have described. So CISF. So this is the logo. This is this is the logo for CRPF. This is BSF. This is SSB, and this is ITBP, Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Everyone writes their acronym in their logos. So everyone uses emblem and this olive leaves. So whenever we go any anything, even IPS has their same logo. So everyone, all the forces are the forces of Union of India. So they do have the gadget notification, and these are the difference in the uniform. There are 2 types of uniform. These all are combat uniform. These are BSF uniform. They are guarding the western frontier. As we know, this is the fence border. This is CISF. This is the photo of coal mines. This is CRPF. This photo can be wide. Everybody can acknowledge because CRPF has a wide presence inside the country. This is ITBP. Their uniform is so designed that it should camouflage with the snow. And this is SSB. CRP and SSB has little bit same pattern in the uniform, but these all are combat uniform. The normal working uniform, they are all similar with the normal police, that is state police. It is all same, and rank structure is also same. And as I told, only these 5 forces are CAPFs. There are certain CPOs. So these are also police organization. You are all familiar to these names. Intelligence Bureau, you are familiar with. CBI, you are familiar with. Bureau of Police Research and Development. It does research on the police strategies. So that is a police agency. NCRB is a police agency. NIA, National Investigation Agency, the agency which investigate any terror attacks. So our 26/11 Mumbai attack or any northeastern, wherever there is a component of terrorism involved, the investigation lies with the NIA and not the state police. So you all know NIA. Then these are the academies, SVP NPA, which gives the training to the IPS officers, and Northeastern Police Academy, which gives the training to the Class 1 officers of the Northeastern states. Then National Disaster Response Force, you must have heard, in 2019, Maharashtra witnessed the unprecedented floods. So that picture went viral where the one woman who was rescued by NDRF has touched the feet of the person who rescued her. So that is NDRF, National Disaster Response Force, which was considered post disaster of floods of 2005, and the National Disaster Management Act was passed by the Parliament, and it conveyed for the force which will tackle with the disaster with 12 battalions. So that is NDRF. They also come from the CRPF. NCB, you must have been knowing, Narcotics Control Bureau, which is conducting massive raids in Mumbai nowadays. Just yesterday only they have arrested the comedian Bharti Singh and her husband. Then BCAS, Bureau of Civil Aviation and Security, Railway Protection Force, you must have witnessed in the railway station. Then this wireless police, the communication police. Then fire services, Special Protection Group, that is SPG, which gives the protection to the Prime Minister of India. And National Institute of Criminology and Forensic Science. This is a research institute on policing and forensic research. So all these are also police organization. The member of this organization are also designated as police, but they are CPOs and they are not Central Armed Police Forces. Those are difference lies with the word force. So the forces are designated are only 5 of this: CISF, CRPF, ITBP, SSB, and BSF. So only these 5 are called as CAPF, rest are CPOs. So this is just to talk about the difference. One more CPO is there, I have not listed, that is Delhi Police. Just to be frank, there is something called as Maharashtra Police, Gujarat Police and Delhi Police. Only difference is the control of Maharashtra Police lies with the Maharashtra government. So the Mumbai Police Act and all are applicable on Maharashtra Police. Whereas Delhi Police come directly under the control of Union Home Ministry and not the Delhi government. So therefore Delhi Police is also an CPO. Structure of CAPF exam, I'll just give overview why we should prepare CAPF exam and why it is not as light as any other exam. Yes, I know all the participants here must be preparing for civil services and the aim should be high. Everybody must be aiming at IAS only. That is one of the good things because low aim is the crime. But whenever we are thinking, okay, I want to do an IAS, but if I cannot become, then what next? We should not be blank. So in that overview only, I am giving this orientation. So the CAPF exam was conducted in 3 stages. First is written examination, totaling for 450 marks. Second is physical standards test, in which your physical efficiency and your medical standards will be tested. You should qualify this test. Any disqualification in physical standards tests will count for your disqualification from the recommendation in CAPF exam. Followed by the personality test, which will be conducted by UPSC, totaling 150 marks. So the merit will be considered out of 600 marks. Eligibility criteria, it is as same as the same commission conducts that examination of civil services and central and police forces. So the eligibility criteria is exactly same. The one should be citizen of India, should have any bachelor's degree. Even BA is fine and MBA is also fine. So any bachelor's degree the one should hold. Only difference is this this age criteria. If you are thinking CAPF as a plan B and it's only Maharashtra, like in the northern state, like say Rajasthan, UP, Bihar and Punjab, the CAPF is also plan A for some people. So this age is 20 to 25. It is just next to CDA, CDS and NDA examination. So the CDS is having maximum 25 for OTA, but whereas for IMA, I think it's only 23. So this age criteria is only one should have age for 20 to 25 as on 1st of August of that notification. Like if someone is appearing for CAPF 2020 examination, so as on 1st of August 2020, he should not be older than 25 years and he should not be younger than 20 years. There is an age relaxation for SC candidate and OBC candidate of 3 years and 5 years respectively. And there are certain relaxation for the ex-serviceman, that the person who are already in central government job. Fourth is you cannot appear in CAPF examination if you have been recommended by the commission earlier. Suppose you have been selected for assistant commandant in any force. Repeat, if you have selected assistant commandant in any force, then you cannot appear for the assistant commandant examination again. So that means if you have got selected once, either you should join the force or then you are not eligible for appointment in any other force on the rank of assistant commandant, general cadre or executive cadre. Then should have desired physical standards, that is 156 centimeter height and weight. Weight can be controlled, but it's mainly height only. Your height should have that prescribed height. There is a height relaxation for hilly candidate, but as far as we Maharashtrians are considered, our geographical area considered, we should have 156 centimeter as a minimum height. NCC B and C certificate holders are preferred. That means they will have advantage, but this also does not mean that the person who are not holding B and C certificate are debarred from the exam. Anybody can hold that, can appear in the exam. As example of myself, I was not having any NCC background. I joined NSS in my college days, but it doesn't count for a disadvantage me. But yes, if anybody is having NCC certificate, it will have added advantage. It will act as a catalyst. Both male and female candidate can apply. This change has been made recently. We will check the notification letter after the end of this presentation. I'll show you that till 2014, the female candidates were not allowed in Border Security Force and Indo-Tibetan border Police Force. Because of the hardship or government decision, it was not allowed till then, but now in all the 5 CAPFs, women can apply. Next, as I told, the examination conducted in 3 parts: written examination, physical standards test, and the personality test. So there is nothing, something called as preliminary examination of CAPF. You directly go for the written examination. Written examination itself is objective cum descriptive type of examination, in which two paper 1 will be objective paper, paper 2 will be general studies paper. Paper 1 is as good as 2010 UPSC preliminary examination paper 1. So it will be consist of 125 question for 250 marks. Syllabus is as same as UPSC Civil Services preliminary examination, will consist of 125 objective type of question. Maximum mark is 250. That counts for 2 marks for 1 correct answer, and there is a penalty for negative answer, that is 1/3. If you mark the answer wrong, then 1/3 of the marks of the correct question will be deducted. That means 0.66 marks will be deducted wrong question. For 125 questions, duration will be 2 hours. Second paper will be descriptive paper, but they call it as a general studies essay and comprehension paper. General studies because they will ask you to write 4 small essays on the contemporary topics, and there is a comprehension, there is a thesis writing, there is a report writing, which will be the 10 level, like our 10th level English knowledge, as the commission said. So it is written here for paper 2 general studies, which is the descriptive type of paper. It counts for 200 marks. Essay questions which should be answered in a long narrative form, either Hindi or English, totaling 80 marks. The indicative topics are modern Indian history, especially of the freedom struggle, geography, polity, economy, knowledge of security and human rights issues, and analytical ability. So how you analyze the contemporary, it is all is the motive of the part. Second part B, 120 marks, that is comprehension. This is a descriptive type of comprehension. There will be an unseen passage. You have to read the passage, you have to understand the passage, and there will be a question below. You have to write the question, not to select the correct answer. You have to actually write in the English language what will be the answer of the question. There is no this thing. This answer should be written in part B in the English only. Then there is a thesis writing. We call it as a 1/3 summary. There is a communication language skill, that is they will ask you to write a dialogue, or they will ask you to write an argument, to be attempted in English only. And then there are some questions, 10 questions of the normal 10 level English grammar, that is change the voice, change into direct into indirect speech, change the degree, or correct the sentence. Like this there will be question. As I was telling you, this paper 1, it is as good as general studies. It's called as general ability and intelligence. Objective type questions with multiple choices, and paper will be broadly for following areas. So except it general mental ability, which is the for we Maharashtrian guys, the RS Agrawal. So maximum questions will be from RS Agrawal, and rest is all this UPSC Civil Services paper 1. So general science, then current events, Indian polity and economy, history of India, and Indian and world geography. So the same commission sets the paper. So there is always a similarity between the UPSC Civil Services paper and CAPF paper. So if you guys have prepared well for the Civil Services examination, preliminary examination, then this will be as same as that paper. Only added part will be around 25 questions will be from general mental ability. And then this, because commission also feel it's very easy. So if 25 question they will throw out of the general mental ability, so they will set this weightage to this other 5 section or 6 section, they will give as good as the UPSC Civil Services. So all this composition remains same, as the UPSC Civil Services examination paper, they ask around 17 to 18 question on polity, 14 to 15 question on geography, 10 to 12 question on economy, and then maximum will be current events. So you cannot really differentiate between whether it is current event or not. Like the say currently there is a tussle going between our governor of Maharashtra and chief minister of Maharashtra over how to use the power of the states. So there will be question on the governor's power. So now whether it is from the polity or the current affairs. So it is all like that. Then if you have cleared the written examination, one more thing I just forgot to tell. You should score minimum 20%. That means in the both the paper, so as to get qualified for the paper. Suppose if you are not qualifying 20%, that is 40 marks in paper 2, then your paper 1 will not be checked and your merit will not be considered for the next level. So this is again same as the UPSC Civil Services. So even when CSAT was counted in the merit, that time also this 10% clause was there. Here it is 20%. Then this is a physical standards test. As I told, in physical standard test, there are two parts. One is physical efficiency test and one is medical standards test. So when you go for, when you appear in the written examination, on the basis of merit of the written examination, candidate are called for physical standards test just to examine their physical standards. On first day, they will check your physical standards and put you through physical efficiency test. Physical standards are same as I told you. Your height should be appropriate. You should not be shorter, and then your chest should minimum 81 centimeter, and you should have minimum expansion of 5 centimeter. After checking your physical standards, they will put to the PET, that is physical efficiency test. So these are the 4 events in which you need to appear. That is 100-meter race. The male candidate has to complete it in 16 seconds. Female candidate has to complete it in 18 seconds. 800-meter race, male candidate has to complete in 3 minutes 45 seconds. Female candidate has to complete in 4 minutes 45 seconds. Long jump, 3 attempts. Male candidate 3.5 meters, female candidate 3 meters. Shot put is only for male candidate, 7.26 kg shot put. One should able to throw it for 4.5 meters. This is the just a physical efficiency in as per my experience. These are the bare minimum standard for a healthy person. So if you are a healthy person between 5 to 6 feet height and having good physique and having flat stomach, then you can easily achieve these standards. Again, I repeat, only 3 chances are given for the long jump. Rest, everything is having 1 chance. Suppose if you are being eliminated in 100-meter race, they will not allow you to participate in 3 events. Any of the event, if you are disqualified, you will not be considered in the call for the personality test. This is true. And one more interesting fact about this, this is nothing like of, nobody, commission doesn't, intention is not to eliminate anyone. Intention is only to interview those candidates who are going to be eligible. So suppose like 100 candidates are called for physical standards tests and all of them pass the physical standard, then all of them will be called for the personality test. So the merit in such a way that if everybody clear this PST, then everybody will be called for the interview. After qualifying this PET, you will put for this. These are the physical standards which you are required before going to PET. As I told, minimum height should be 165 centimeter. For female candidate is 157 centimeter. Chest 81. Unexpanded with 5 centimeter expansion. Suppose you have chest of 91 centimeter, so you should able to make it 96 after inhaling this. The same criteria is not applicable for the female candidate. Weight, these are the just minimum weight I have written. They should balance your BMI. That means you should either not underweight or not overweight. So you should not be overweight and underweight either. Okay. So after appearing the PET, you will be put in the medical standards test, that is MST. So they will check everything. your eyesight, carrying angle, teeth. There will be board headed by chief medical officer, and 2 or 3 doctors will be assisting him. One can be anyone. There will be ophthalmologist, there will be surgeon, there will be different people. So they will check everything. So just remember, for the those who have done their graduation from Pune University, that is the first year medical test. So it is more broader in that. Any disqualification in medical standards test also again disqualify for interviews. Again, I'm telling that PST, this PST has 2 parts, PT and MST. So 100 students called, 100 candidates called for PST, and hundreds are clearing. 100 will be called for the interview. This is not for elimination. It is just for selecting those who are really eligible. One more thing, that for medical standards you have appeal also. For example, I was also declared unfit by the medical team for a tumor in my body. So they found a tumor in my body which was non-malignant. I was already aware of it. So this chief medical officer said, see, this is the criteria for disqualification. You may appeal after getting it corrected. So I consulted a surgeon, and there was a minor surgery which was very much in the rule. So they conducted a minor surgery in 1 day. They discharged me on 2nd day. After 1 month, I was called for the re-medical examination. I appeared in the re-medical examination, and they declared me medical fit, and I got a call for personality test. So this is the personality test. Unlike UPSC, UPSC has 275 marks. This is 150 marks personality test. The little same board conducts the personality test for civil services as well as CAPF. Still, I feel there is a difference because when I interacted with my juniors and who has appeared for the civil services also, they told me, and it is but obvious also, for civil services, the commission, the commission should judge for administrative services, for police services, for postal services, for railway services, for foreign services, for corporate law services, for revenue services. So there is whole arena of 23 different services which require 23 different aptitude. So definitely the scope of interview for civil services is much more wider. The board try to judge whether the person can be a good administrator, a good police, a good diplomat, a good revenue collector, a good railway personnel, a good accountant, a good law personnel. So all of these parameters, commission try to judge you. Whereas in the CAPF examination, commission has little bit relaxation that no, we have to test whether the person who is sitting in front of me is eligible to wear uniform or not. So the interview will be more focused. It is a judgment of your aptitude for serving in the uniform services, and it generally revolves around your DFA, the detailed DAF, your detailed application form. It revolves around that. So in your DAF, any point referring to the uniform, suppose in my case, my place of birth is Ahmednagar, and in Ahmednagar there is a big infantry establishment, ACCS, Armored Corps Center and Services. So I was already aware of it. I am going for an interview for uniform services, and definitely they will throw the question. And to my surprise, before I sit on the chair, the first question was thrown on me. Are you aware of this acronym ACCS? I said, yes, sir, this is it. Okay, you tell me then. And then the interview stretched for 10 to 15 minutes only on that armored corps. Why armored corps are required? Why that? Why? So they judge your aptitude on uniform only. So you can very well point out your interview while filling your DAF, your detailed application form for the services. And it is conducted by same UPSC members. The chairman will be the member of the UPSC. The board chairman will be the member of the UPSC. The same, it is conducted in the same fashion as the civil services examination. I want to again tell here again that the government or commission never discriminate between the posts. IS is also given entry in pay level 10. You will be given entry in pay level 10, and even a corporate law service guy will be given entry in pay level 10. So government never differentiate between the officer, and in the press briefings or in the PIB, you will always see that they never give a special importance to the particular service. It is just that all services are the arms of the government. So if you want to eat, we use the right hand, and if you want to defend, we use the left hand. It is as good as government uses the services like a hands. So government does not discriminate on the services. It is the importance of the service and in which arena of the work of the service which makes importance. So definitely in India, IS makes importance only because of that. It is a kind of service arena. As far as government is considered, government never discriminates between the services, and therefore the as it is a class group A gazetted officer post, whole process is conducted by UPSC. These are some fun facts, like kind of Ian Sheldon. These are I know many of you for new. NSG, National Security Guards. They have been formed post 1984 assassination of our beloved Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. NSG was formed to fight with the terrorism. Furthermore, post 1990, they widened their arena into the VIP security also. So you must be seeing Black Cat Commandos covering Mr. Amit Shah or Mr. Yogi Adityanath or Mr. Lal Krishna Advani. So this NSG is full deputation force. Like we are applying for the 5 CAPF. Like that, we cannot apply for NSG. So all the personnel in the NSG are called from Army and CAPF. So in NSG, there are two groups. One is SAG, Special Action Group, and second is SRG, Special Rangers Group. So Special Actions Group deals with the terrorist activities, CTF, counter terrorist forces, and SRG deals with CPF, close proximity force or close protection force. That means VIP security. So in SAG, both Army and CAPF participate. As well, SRG is considered 99% it is with CAPF only because they are expertise in the field. Secondly, we know SPG. There was a huge debate in 2013. Mr. Modi should be given SPG out of being a special case. So this is the one of the premier special force of India, always compared with the special services of the United States. So SPG gives protection to the prime ministers. Currently, only to prime minister. Prior to 2019, it was giving protection to prime ministers, ex-prime ministers, and their families. So the current government by ordinance amended the act and limited it to only Prime Minister of India and family. So SPG which give protection to our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi. It is also full deputation force and it comes only from these 5 CAPFs. Okay, so those persons are from either from CRPF or CISF or BSF or ITBP or SSB. All the embassies, that means India abroad, all the Indias abroad, all the Indian lands abroad are protected by one of these CAPFs. That means this Nepal embassy, we have an embassy in Nepal, it is guarded by CISF. Where embassy in Dhaka, it is guarded by CRPF and CISF. We have this ITBP in Afghanistan, we have CRPF in Pakistan. Again, we have a blend of CRPF in USA. So like other nation personnel guard their embassies in India, the CAPFs guard Indian properties abroad. Then CAPF also sends its battalion in US peacekeeping forces. As you guys are aware, you must have read somewhere that India is the largest contributor to the UN's peacekeeping forces. So both army and this 5 CAPF send their troops to the UN peacekeeping forces. NDRF, National Disaster Response Force, our nearest battalion available in Pune. It is also from CAPF. When the NDMA was converted, there was given a distribution to the battalion. So 2 battalions were given to CISF. That CISF will raise the 2 battalions, especially for NDRF. 4 battalions will be raised by CRPF. Like that. So this Pune battalion was earlier consist of only CRPF personnel on deputation, but now, just to make it all India force, government has started the inter-battalion transfer. So now it is also a good battalion having the blend of all the personnel, like all the 5 personnel can be found in a single battalion. And this is also a fun fact, prior to 2019, in civil services application, there used to be post called as Assistant Commissioner in the Railway Protection Force, Railway Protection RPF, right? So prior to 2002, there was the option as Assistant Commandant in CISF. It was the part of civil services examination. So prior to 2002, the Assistant Commandant in CISF were recruited through civil services examination. So these are the fun facts, and let me tell you, the CISF used to be one of the upper, like whenever I used to interact with my seniors, they tell me in their preference form, like, yeah, IS is first, IPS is second, then foreign service, then Indian Revenue Service, that is income tax, and they have filled as Assistant Commandant in CISF. This is the fact which all my seniors told me. So yes, they do give preference to CISF over a postal service or corporate law service or any group B service which have of UT or any railway administrative service. So CISF was always having an upper edge in that period. So, after 2002, government merged the 5 forces examination in single and created a single cadre, that is CAPF. They conduct a single examination called as CAPF Assistant Commandant Examination, and on the basis of merit, you get allotted into the force. So as you apply, fill your preferences for IS, IPS, before filling your detailed application form, you have to give preference for your this force also. So my preference was CISF, then CRPF, then DSF, then SSB, then ITBP. So it is again the choice everyone has. I have some friends who was having SSB as the first option because they were hailing from Bihar. So this differs. Option differs from personal perspective. Again, many of you have heard this name, Chetan Cheetah. If you've not heard, then let me tell you, he is the recipient of the highest peacetime gallantry award, that is Kirti Chakra. You can see the bandage here. This is actually a bullet injury. In 2017, he was in encounter with the terrorist in Bandipora. So he sustained 9 bullet injuries and was admitted to AIIMS Delhi. He was rushed to AIIMS Delhi, and see his willpower. He's back on his legs, and nowadays he is the name of terror for the terrorist. Generally, terrorists are mean to terrorize the people. Now he is the name of terror for the terrorists, that Cheetah is back. His actual surname is Cheetah. It is written here. He is from Rajasthan. He is the recipient of the highest. And in last year, you guys must have heard it flooded the newspaper that within 1 year he has recovered from the 9 bullet injuries. That is the mettle he has, that he want to go back on the field. And then the newspaper were flooded that Cheetah is back. You know, the terrorists be aware. So yes, what is the glory of the uniform? So this was the recent one. So definitely, and you know, when this is the chest, it always feels that something is decorated with the uniform shall be decorated. So he is the Commandant CRPF who sustained 9 bullet injuries. A 45-year-old gentleman commanding a battalion, 43rd Battalion, I think, if I am collecting rightly. And this is the glory of the uniform. And just
Abhishek, I mean, yes, we'll be continuing that. Can you share your experience in brief as well, as we are talking about these, great people?
Yes, sure. I'll just glance through the assistant commandant as a career.
Sure.
Then I'll share some of my experiences. It's already 11:55. So within 10 to 15 minutes, I'll cover next 2 slides.
Sure.
Then we'll be open for the discussion. We'll allow the participant to, they can switch on their cameras also. So, yeah. Okay, fine. Career as assistant commandant, as I already told, you will be the first is about salary. Yes, everybody. Let us say everybody. We do job for our bread and butter, right? So even collector earns money for his family. So definitely, if it comes to the salary part, you are entry level at level 10 of the pay matrix 7. Anybody can go and Google it. It is 56,100 is the basic pay, and then other entitlements. Suppose there will be a dearness allowance, always to compensate the inflation. It is a Group A gazetted post for we Maharashtra guys. Yes, after becoming an assistant commandant, you can put an attested stamp on somebody's xerox paper, and it will be admissible. You are put through for a 54 weeks training or government expenditure. Yeah, that was a fun part for me. Like, the things which nowadays corporate people pay for, I was actually made to do compulsory for. So I was asked to climb 20 feet high, then slide down from there, then swing on the rope and whatnot. River rafting, then river crossing, slithering. Okay, you guys, corporate people do pay for it, and they said we have done this adventure sports. We call it a way of life. So yes, you are put through 54 weeks training, in which you are converted in an officer, in an uniform officer. You are a supervisory officer. That is the most you will be commanding minimum 100 personnel.
We lost you for a while. Yeah, you
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you will be a supervisory officer. The act also, all the forces act also says so. You will be a supervisory officer. You will be doing supervision of your personnel. You will be getting your work done. Then you are going to command independent unit. There will be you are going to command independent unit of 100 to 120 people. And as you rise in the rank, the personnel increases. There will be leave entitlement depending on the forces. Like for CISF, I have 15 days of casual leave and 30 days of earned leave in a calendar year. That is 45 days of paid leave I can avail. I can be on holiday for 45 days on a paid basis. That means my salary will not be deducted for these days. This entitlement differs forces to forces. I think in BSF it is 60 days, and in CRPF and ITBP it also differs. Then there is a medical cover for any operational injury. My whole medical expenditure will be by the government. Accommodation and conveyance or allowance. Assistant commandant will be provided a type 4 accommodation, that is roughly 1000 square feet. That roughly calls for 2 BHK flat, and a conveyance, that means a vehicle for going to the duty and coming back. If these things are not provided, you will be paid for that. There will be allowances from place to place. There are central government guidelines of XYZ class cities and what will be the allowances kind of. Allowances with respect to risk and hardship, yes, it is always will be there. Definitely, person sitting in the Nashik and person sitting in the Srinagar does not have same hardship. So definitely, person sitting in the Srinagar has to be compensated. So yes, there is a provision for that. Career progression, in the middle, I have wrote this is for the police services, this is for army, and this is for the CAPF. So you are recruited as assistant commandant, which is DYSP ACP level, which is the entry level of IPS also. Guys knows, and same is the entry level for CDS captain. After completion of your period as the lieutenant probation period, you are commissioned as captain. Then from assistant commandant to deputy commandant. In police, you become additional SP, major. Why I'm comparing this? They will all will wear the same insignia. They all will wear the same insignia. So this assistant commandant is 3-star officer. This assistant commandant will be 3-star officer. This deputy commandant will be a emblem officer. Then second in command, that is the emblem single star, equivalent to lieutenant colonel or SP. Then commandant, which is equivalent to the senior superintendent of police or a colonel. Then DIG, it goes same as the state polices. Army has one more rank, that is called a chief of army star or general, which is emblem and star, which is one rank senior to the director general of the state. So this is your career progression. Currently, there is case going on for organized group A services. This armed forces has been already declared as organized group A services at par with other civil services. They are just waiting for their recruitment rules get amended, so that it might be in next 5 years, it might be possible that the person from the cadre will be heading the force. Kedra, I just take this call, okay?
Sure. No problem. Sure, no problem. Yeah, so that's the challenge. I mean, you have to be on duty 24/7. So, but there are also, many opportunities, as Abhishek sir will point out. And in the course of this discussion, if you have any doubt, please put it in the chat box. See, let's keep it very interactive. Abhishek sir is right now, I'll just talk about him a bit. Right now is posted in Paradweep. Maybe some of you might have heard the tone also, Mission Paradweep. It's in Odisha, right? So he is now in charge of the port there, Paradweep Port Security. He'll also talk about his experience in JNK when Article 370 was scrapped. Recently in Bihar elections, also he had a major responsibility for the protection of the EVMs and all the personals under him. So it's a huge responsibility. And as Vishek sir pointed out, that there was this debate whether, because earlier IPS officer used to head the, I mean, even now it's the case that they head this CAPF. But now, as Abhishek sir pointed out, that even CAPF personnel will get the same opportunity, and even they will be heading this forces. So, yeah, we'll wait for him. Abhishek, yeah, I think, yeah, okay, he's still busy. We'll wait for him. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box, right? Feel free. And this is a service not just for men, as Abhishek sir has pointed out, that even women are now eligible for most of the services or almost all the services, and even they have a opportunity to serve. I mean, most of you might be aware that women are now a part of Indian Army, Air Force, and similarly, you have the women also have an opportunity. Many girls and women are here today, and this is a good opportunity for you to understand the nature of these services. Because unfortunately, as even Pranav sir rightly pointed out and Abhishek sir pointed out, that we are in Maharashtra, at least there is comparatively less awareness about central armed police forces. And if you can see on your screen right now, most of us have an attraction for IPS or armed forces. But if you look at the ranks, like they're almost, you get the same pay, you get the same, facilities, and the charm is also very much attractive. So, yeah, I think Abhishek sir is back. He'll add more
Yeah,
inputs on that. Yeah.
extremely sorry and my apologies for the disturbance.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you are you wear a uniform.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I
you
told
are
them,
on
that
duty.
you're always on
You are on
duty
duty
24/7. So,
24/7.
yeah.
So you have to attend the contingencies. I am extremely sorry for the
No,
interruption in
it's
the
fine.
further.
It's fine. Absolutely
We
fine.
are glancing through this ranks, and I already told that there might be a possibility in next 5-10 years that the cadre will help head the this. And government has also started the steps. Like earlier, the Railway Protection Force was also headed by IPS. From this year onward, they have told the BG of the RPF will be from the Railway Protection Force service personnel only, and they have started putting I also. So earlier it was the RPF. Now they have IRPF, Indian Railway Service Force. Like that, they have created a service. So this is the kind of career progression. This is the ranking insignia. I told you what this do. So this is the probationer rank. So when I was in academy, I used to wear this rank. This is written as IPS. Okay, this is for IPS guys. I used to write as CISF. That is my force, because I was already allotted a CISF. And you must have seen that the police personnel who are not IPS, they also write in Maharashtra. They write the MUPOSE, like Maharashtra Police Seva. Okay, Gujarat Police write GP, right? Then this is the IPS probationary rank. I never wore that because I was already put through continuous 54 weeks. So we do not have any mid-career training program kind of things. So when after POP I was a 3-star rank. So that is a DYSP or SDPO rank. It is called as Assistant Commandant rank. This is 3-star rank. Then there is a Deputy Commandant rank. This is 2IC, or in CISF they call this rank as a Commandant. Okay, because CISF don't have due to its mandate, it don't have a regular battalion pattern. So this rank is also called as commandant rank, and this rank is called as senior commandant rank. So police call this rank as the SP rank. So they call this as SP and this is a SSP. Okay, the CISF call this as a commandant rank, and this is the senior commandant rank. Other forces called it the second in command, that is lieutenant colonel, and this is the commandant, that is colonel. Okay, so these are the commanding rank. Up to this rank, they are known as the ground level rank. Okay, so they are known as the ground level commanders. Okay, so till this rank you have to go in the field. So recently I came back on the 15th only, and me and Kedar were in touch. So I came back on 15th from Bihar elections. So okay, so up to this rank the people has to go on the field. These are rank are the called as the administrative ranks. Okay, so this is the additional secretary and above rank. So it's a DIG. It is same in the CAPF also and same in the police also. Emblem and 3 stars in this fashion. And then this additionally sword baton for IG and single star. So this is the major general rank, right? And this is lieutenant general rank, which is DG. Okay, and then the army has additional chief of army staff, that is emblem and single star. So that is not in the police services. The DG is the final, which will head the force, right? Yeah. I tried, like me and Kedar, we were trying yesterday to find a pros and cons. Frankly speaking, this is just to write, but as far as I concerned, these cons are not actually a cons for me. So for a writer, like pros are a lot, like say Group A gazetted post, directly under central government, all India posting, diverse nature, comparatively definitely easy to crack. As I told you why, there is no preliminary examination. Then there is a age criteria. So if you are looking for it, do look for it. I told you that after 25 you cannot crack. So there are many guys who start their plan B after 27, 26. So these guys are not eligible to appear. Then you should be a good physique. Okay, you should be minimum 156. Should not have rounded tummy, or should not be a lazy person. So definitely that part goes on. Then you should be ready for a rigorous training for 54 weeks. So that part goes on. So I mean, yeah, it is very comparatively easy to crack, and there is hell lot of experience. That is always a pro, and pro. And for me, is the craze of the uniform. So definitely, my father was a teacher, and we all born and brought up in a village. My native is Bhagur. It is in Nashik district only. So in my childhood, if a police personnel will come to the village, we will all used to see him, look him like, oh my God, we have seen a God. Arey, see, arey, he is wearing. See, everybody that looking at him. Okay, so even a police constable or say any ASI is coming to our village, we used to be fascinated. So that craze was always with me, and this uniform, and they will always have this weapon in their vest, and you cannot touch it. Arey, don't touch the weapon. No, it's not allowed. So now you have to play with it. So if you are not playing with it, that means you are inefficient. So there's all pros. These things which they are all personal in nature. Stagnation in promotion, it is in STI also, it is in PSI also. Okay, you guys are appearing, you know how far the DYSP of the Maharashtra can go. So it is everywhere. I don't think it is as a stagnation. All India posting, therefore I wrote it as pro also and con also. Yes, I do love to explore India. So the first photograph I showed you, it was from the Himalayas. Then yeah, right now, just few days back, I was in the Ganga Plains, the Great Indian Plains, that is Bihar. So from Nepal border till the south of the Ganga, I roamed. Then yeah, I was having opportunity to serve in Northeast also. I was in Naxal infested area. Thanks to Naxalite, they have protected our forest well so good, so dense forest. I was able to see thanks to them. So yeah, so these are not all cons. hardship, occupational hazards, it's everywhere. Like, yeah, hardship, you are being paid for hardship, right? If there is a hardship, yeah, suppose like one of my batchmate is posted in Bandipura. That is exactly, he is exactly situated in LOC. So they pay him handsomely around 25,000 and around lump sum 40,000 they pay him for him being in a Bandipur other than his salary. So yes, hardship is there, but then government do take care of it. And occupational hazard is everywhere. Nowadays in India, other than government servant retiring, they are either dying of the heart attack or BP or overweight. So I don't think it is only a con. So I just listed it as I want to list it, and we want to show you the comparison. Pros is all like this. The kind of occupational hazard I listed for the civil employees, they will not be here. So the day I'll be overweight, I'll get the 2-3 memos from my doctor. Sir, your annual medical examination is pending, and you are 5-6 kg overweight. No, sir, please do something, do some pranayam, do some yoga. Your blood pressure is rising. It is not healthy for you. So there are the people to pin in your ears. There is something important document you have to submit. That is we call as annual medical examination or shape certificate. So it is a acronym for SHAPE. That is a psychological, hearing, air, appetite, and all. So they tick on everyone. So you should be S1, H1, P1. So you should be shape 1. So they will pin on your ears. Your certificate is waiting, sir. You should not be overweight. You should not be hypertensive. Okay, you should not be over in the sugar. Your blood sugar level should be normal. So all these are the pros. I can count only pros. Like hardly. Yeah, definitely. If I'll become an IAS, I'll be happy. Definitely, I'll be a little bit happy. But I'm not unhappy right now. So that's right. And I do feel attending my duty. Therefore, I took your excuse just to attend a call. Somebody was needing my instructions. So yes, I should give that. So these are the things. It's all up to you guys. Therefore, I told you in the beginning only that we are doing it for orientation as a plan B. But do consider and start executing it early. What is your threshold? Means many of us has that key now. First attempt, second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, and now we are 27, 28, and we have kind of society, the same society we have lived in. So being a male member or being the 28 or young group, we should earn something and support our parents at this age. So yes, definitely people do look to us. So this is one good option. Plus craze for uniform, it is always there. It was in the me, so I chose this. Definitely it is pro only, and just few times back I showed you the photograph of Chetan Cheetah, and the left side there was a ribbon. If it will be ceremonial, there will be medals. That kind of decoration. So that kind of liberty you will not get in civil job. Wearing a uniform, wearing a special kind of clothes and all that. And every force has been grown in a diverse nature. And it was in 2013, the Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, has rightly analyzed. There was a speech in this PIB that rather than external, now our threat is internal. Our President of India, Dr. Pranav Mukherjee, in his visit to the Central Asian region, he has mentioned that we have to tackle our problems on ourselves. He was quizzed that you are such a giant country, and why you are not settling your Pakistan problem. Then he said, my dear, do you know that Pakistan was our neighbor, is our neighbor, and is going to our neighbor. So it's our problem. We have to deal it. And now there is a era has gone that we can show the muscle. So now nobody is going to come on the border and fire front to front. They will always do proxy war, and proxy war will always come with the internal security, like what happened in 26/11, what is happening with the Naxalism, how Northeast is boiling. So all is the problem. And for this problem, the importance of CAPF is growing. And yes, government is acknowledging them day by day.
Yeah.
So whenever the free and fair election means, that means the central police forces. Okay, so for this Bihar election, the 1,200 companies were called. So why? That is the kind of trust this Central Armed Police Forces has generated in the public. That means if they are there, there will be no rigging in the polls, and they will ensure free and fair. They have nothing to do with the which political party will come. So there is a diverse nature of the job. So this is all from me.
Yeah.
We can open for the discussion, Kedar.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thanks a lot, Abhishek. I think it has been a very elaborate session on CAPF. And I'm sure those of you who are very new to this avenue will be considering this service, not just as plan B, but also as plan A, because it is, as Abhishek so rightly pointed out, it is comparatively easier to crack because the syllabus is not that vast as compared to, or the selection process is not as vast or extensive as compared to civil services. You have a one-day exam, that is your paper one, and second paper is descriptive paper. So it's a blend of prelims plus mains which you have in civil services in just one day. And then immediately you have, after you get selected, you get the physical test, medical test, and then interview. So it's a less rigorous process as compared to civil service examination. So definitely you have a better chance to opt for it. And apart from that, the pride of uniform is something which we all look forward to, right? And it goes without saying the immense amount of importance which Abhishek sir has rightly pointed out for the internal security of India, for the security of VIPs also. You're involved with the security of prime minister, chief ministers, ministers, right? No one can come to close proximity, unlike the Central Armed Police Forces. Not even, as Abhishek was discussing with me yesterday, not even the personal secretaries or IS officers can sit in a prime minister or chief minister's car, but CAPF personnel can sit with them for their protection, obviously. So guys, please feel free to raise your hand, and if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box, right? This is an interactive thing. This is for you. This is your platform. If Pranav sir wants to add any inputs, even he can add. If you
Kedar, I just want to ask Abhishek one question about the physical aspect of these exams. Is that, of course, you have given the majors and all those things, but let us say the people who started their graduation around the age of 15, 16, 17. So to match these criteria, what daily kind of exercises or daily kind of uh, physical things they should, in a way, habituate it, so that there is no need to prepare anything different than that. So if he could enlighten us on that ground, I think.
Yes, actually, I don't know like whether my stand on these things has been changed over 6 years. So these are very basic physical abilities. Like I told you, if you are a healthy person, you can very well easily achieve that. I'll again share the screen.
But nowadays, normal health is a problem. So
No. So I'll just where it is. Yeah, this thing I just want to elaborate. I'll just
yeah,
yeah.
where was it? Yeah, this one. This 100-meter race, right? Can everybody see?
No, not yet, not yet. We can't see your screen.
he has not shared, I think, the screen.
Yeah, share the screen.
Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah.
This 100-meter race, sir. Like everybody, the Usain Bolt completes this race in 9 seconds. So this 16 seconds are too much. Like I'll tell my personal experience. Yeah, my body build-up was okay. Like I was not very fat or not very slim. Like Kedar has already saw me before this examination. This 16 seconds are more than enough. I'll tell you my story. I was the first, being my name as Abhishek. So on the PST day, I was the first. So I was standing near the chairman on the 100-meter lines. So there will be 100-meter lines. So 10 candidates were asked to fall in the lanes, and the chairman was besides me. So he was explaining very calmly. Okay, my dear, I'll say ready, get set, go. And once you hear go, then you go. So I was listening very carefully, looking at him, like sitting and looking at him. And he actually said, ready, get set, go. So all of my co-participants started running and I'm still looking at him. So it went for 2 to 3 seconds. And then he said, they went. Then I started running. So though, like, then I completed, like it was I think 15 seconds. So everybody else has completed their race in I think 13 or 14. It is much more. And like if everybody is having a healthy lifestyle, like if everybody is getting up at 6, having a, like say half an hour giving for themselves a normal exercise like walking, doing Surya Namaskar and all. So this will help in their maintain their body structure, and this is enough. I'll just give you these guys, if they are getting selected as in any police forces, even if they are getting IPS, I wish them a luck. This 100-meter reduces to the 13 seconds. That too for passing. So 14 seconds, and you stay for another 3 months. So 1 second called for 3 months. So you go for 14 seconds, they will make you stay for 3 more months, and they'll ask you to appear again. So this 16 second reduced to 13 seconds. Again, yes, female, it will be 15 seconds, depending on. This 800-meter race, sir, I went to NSG for a course. So, sir, this 400-meter should be in 17 seconds, sir. So, it roughly 140 to 150 seconds. Now they have been given 6, 3, 180 and 40, 225 seconds. So, it is this long jump, it is normal, sir. It's 3-meter, 5-meter, anybody can throw his own body. And the shot put, sir, I was also apprehensive. The shot put, sir, I was also apprehensive. So we asked the chairman, who was the commandant, sir, please give us a demo. Then that person was around 45 years old. When I appeared in the examination, I was 23 years old. He was 45 years. He was, I don't know, double leg. He took a shot put and threw it. He said, go and measure it. So, sir, it was something 7.5 meter.
So it's actually doable. I mean,
yeah, so everything is doable for a normal, healthy person.
Yeah. And I think one key thing we pointed out in this slide is that only for long jump you get 3 chances, right?
Yes,
for
yes,
others, you have to clear it in the first time, if I'm not wrong.
As I already pointed out, that this is not to eliminate, but to select.
Yeah.
So, as I told you, if there are 100 students appearing for PST, if 100 qualify, 100 will be interviewed. That is the peculiarity. And yes, unfortunately, in my PST, one of my co-participant got eliminated in 100-meter race. One of my co-participant got eliminated in 800-meter race. One of the co-participant got eliminated in long jump because of in all the 3 attempts it made a foul. So long jump has very basic rule. We all had a long jump in Maharashtra physical PT curriculum. This long jump is a compulsory. So from 5th to 10th, they will ask you on every semester do a long jump. So yes, there is a basic rule. So there is a baseline. So it is allowed. You should take off before baseline, but not allowed to take off after a baseline. So in all the 3 attempts, he put his peg on the baseline and his thumb always crossed the baseline. So there was a cameras, so nobody interferes. As I already told you, it is conducted by UPSC in full free and transparent manner. So there is nothing called as adjustment kind of thing. So one fellow got eliminated in long jump and one fellow got in shot put. Because in shot put there is a simple rule. So this is a shot put arena. This is very simple.
You have to throw in the ring.
Yeah, this is 45 degrees. It is much more area. So your shot put should be in this area that everybody's okay. Anybody without a body, right? Secondly, you should not cross this line.
Correct.
You should enter from here and you go back here. What he did, he threw the shot put. His shot put went till here. Roughly, I said 5 to 6 meter it went, and he went to see shot put through this level. It came on the camera. They eliminated it.
Yeah.
So again, I told you, the mantle of the uniform. When the person should have the basic discipline. So it was very unfortunate. We all went, Indian are the democratic people, democracy living. So we went to the appealing officer who was the DIG in Talegaon, Pune. He said, don't be rubbish, and this is not a democracy, this is a rule. dear, it was in the camera, nothing against you, it was on the camera, you are eliminated. This is as good they can explain to him. So there was no arrogance or something, or there was nobody is a god, like everybody, every time you were respected. Okay, like where you will be. This 100-meter race, so that fellow, I don't know how he came in the 17 seconds. It was only gap of 1 second only. It was a sprint. 800-meter race, that person quit. That person quit. We were cheering up, Arey, come on, come on, come on, come on. He just quit. He just sat on the ground. Long jump, he committed the foul. Short put, he committed the foul. So all these things are doable, sir. Like normal person, this is 7.26 kgs. It is a little bit heavier than this Ashirwad Atta, sir. That is all. So these are the normal healthy persons, sir. These are the standards, sir.
Yeah.
No, these are the standards. They are not the like something achievement. These are the standards. And with this standard, they will convert you into the first person. So at least minimum you should have this.
Great. Yeah. Thanks, Abhishek. Thanks.
Guys, you have any doubts, please ask. Abhishek, if you, by chance, if you have any time left, can you brief upon the paper pattern and just the approach for the examination? I think some of them might be appearing for this, just in case if you have time left. Because I think that is one area where people might be having this, how different it is than this UPS Civil Services, as we have rightly discussed in the slide, paper 1, paper 2.
I'll just show on one thing. I'll just this who can appear. I told you the earlier this women, female personnel were not able to apply in the PSF and ITBP. So this stand has been changed by the government in the recent years.
Now, all I think for all the services, women will be eligible.
Female candidate. So here, this is 2012 notification in which I appeared. So here they say the eligibility conditions and eligibility condition, and here they particularly says both male and female candidates, if anybody can read, are eligible for appointment to the post of assistant commandant in CRPF, CISF and SSB. However, for appointment of the post of assistant commandant in BSF and ITBP, only male candidates are there. So they have changed this stand, and this 2020 notification, it particularly says.
I think now in the videos also we see.
I have to take this call.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I think in the videos also, guys, you can see that women are now deployed in BSF, right, on the front line. If you look at Discovery, yes. I think Nat Geo, there they have shown some documentaries also on how women are on the front line of India's defense. Okay, so that is one good.
Now this 2020 notification of this year notification, here they explicitly says both male and female candidates are eligible for the post of assistant commandant irrespective of the services.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
This change union government has applied, and now they are giving permanent commission to women in army also. So
correct. Yeah.
That, the female candidate can be.
I'm glad some girls and women aspirants are also here, so they'll be really glad to know that, and those also who will see this later on, right? So that will be an opportunity for them.
This is the paper. I just want to discuss it. Yeah, this is a type of paper. This is the general ability, general mental ability, and general mental ability and intelligence paper. It is as good as the CISF civil services paper. It will be in bilingual, same as the civil services.
Yeah, Hindi and English.
So this is 2020 paper. So 2019 paper. Again, you can see all the questions are as good as UPSC pattern. Which of the following statement of Attorney General is not correct? He shall have the right to speak in the House of Parliament. He shall have right to audience of all courts in territory of India in performance of official duty. He must have same qualification as required to the judge of the Supreme Court, and he is the whole-time counsel of government. So all this we know. Okay. So the paper is as good as UPSC, except it is old UPSC, where the general mental ability questions around 20 to 25 numbers will be thrown in between. So what is, and this is a level 10. This is pure RS Agrawal, which is famous in Maharashtra. What is the real interest rate on the credit card loan bearing? 24 interest rate per year. The rate of inflation is 10%. So you have 100 rupees. 100 rupees are becoming as 124, but rate of inflation is at 10. So your 100 rupees value is also 110. So now your 110 is becoming 124. So you have to just calculate the kind of rate of inflation.
It's a blend of, like paper 1, paper 2 of UPSC prelims. It's a
Exactly.
blend of that. Yeah.
So we can call it as a combined, because paper 2 of UPSC is having comprehension, that is in the paper 2 of CAPF also.
Yeah.
They also give for this mental ability question. So the person who is preparing for civil services and you have sincerely prepared for civil services can very well crack this examination. Yeah. And this is comparatively easy, as I told you, the age group and kind of group. So there is nothing reservation for specially able candidates. So the commission, the notification itself says that you should be without a deformity.
Yeah.
So that goes, age criteria goes, interest goes, height goes. So everything goes, and then you become, and then it all become focused on the uniform. So do you know about these forces? What is the duty of these forces? You are going to be in these forces. So, so commission want to, interview only a force personnel. Unlike in civil services, they will always choose whether this person can be a good diplomat, a good administrator, a good police, good revenue collector, good postal officer, good railway officer. So it's all different. So, yes. So this is the paper.
Paper 1.
This is the paper 1, and this is the paper 2. That they call as general studies. This is general studies, essay, and
descriptive paper. Yeah.
Descriptive paper. So as I told, write essay on 4 about 300 words. Mark is 20. So when we started preparing UPSC, what we say is number of marks multiplied 10 is the word you should write. So it is like that only, around 200 to 300 words you have to write a short essays. So this is 2019 question paper, and you can see all the topics are contemporary. So last year this climate change debate was heated. This young
social media
activist.
Yeah, Greta Thunberg.
Greta, and see, the earth is not only for humans. It will be all contemporary. This Facebook Twitter debate was heated, the impact of social media on social relationship. Now we can talk for the ages on these topics. Okay, now you have to cover in 300 words. So it is about how you analyze the topics.
Correct.
Now they have asked about the impact. So impact is always not a negative connotation. The social media has already helped the people to reconnect who were separated by the borders. That there were the old friends who lost the contact, somebody moved away from the country, and now they are connected to social media. So this is something a positive impact, right? Or like other whichever the campaigns on the social media, there's a positive impact. But recently there's a negative campaign is also going on. There's a boycott strategy. So recently, the boycott Zomato, boycott Swiggy, boycott this, boycott that. Okay, boycott Shah Rukh Khan, boycott Salman Khan. So this is a negative aspect. So impact of social media and social relationship, how the social relationship. Then sustainable farming, we were discussing last year about the success of green revolution, and now the government is about to conclude that green revolution was not a type of sustainable kind of agriculture.
Now we have zero budget farming, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So then
I think you have to choose four essays out of 6.
Yes, out of 6. You have to write on 4, and that is the word limit is there. Yeah, the word limit is there. Then next you have to write an argument.
Arguments, counter arguments. Right.
Yeah. So digital technology may replace book. So you have to write why it can replace a book and why it cannot replace a book. So you should analyze both. Then homework should be banned at primary level. This right to education was one of the topic in the news last year. So in 2019 they asked this question. And again, the report, it is like a kind of normal report. Either you write a news report or either you report to your collector or someone. Then it is again, I tell you, it is the 10th level. So yes, you write a report. As such, you are writing some authority. Then this is about the precise. We call it the 1/3 summary. Yeah. So generally, my strategy was I actually will count the words and will actually reduce my precise to the 1/3 of the words.
Yeah, it's already given actually. They give the word limit that is at the end of the passage.
No. They only says the precise given in 1/3
No,
of the
at the end of the it is given. Word limit is given.
351.
Yeah.
351.
So you just have to count the 1/3 aspect.
Yeah.
And
So
then
it
write
is like 117 word you have to write. So
Yeah.
it can go. It's not 10%. You can always have 5%. So
And there is a limited space also, right?
170
In
words.
blocks. There is a limited
Yes.
space also in blocks which you have to write.
So this is the comprehension of the 10th level, which you guys have done in your 10th only. There will be unseen passage, and you have to write a descriptive answers. So there is no option kind of things you can search. You have to write a descriptive. And this is the grammar which as I was talking about, which is objective mark. The 10 questions, 10, 5, and again this 5. Okay, so this is the grammar. Like add a question tag, change the voice, change the simple complex sentence into simple sentence into complex sentence, comparative degree, prepositions, using the preposition, correct the pronouns, correct the verb, indirect speech, then use of the phrases. Okay, and then iron out, they have said use the following word and presence in the sentence. We have already done that in our 10th. Okay, iron out, then all of us and dry, watch out. Okay, so you guys must be using it. And correct the following sentence. Okay, Gulliver's Travels were written by Jonathan Swift. So this is as simple as that. So Jonathan Swift is a
the grammatical.
So was written by anybody knows the truth, tell let him. So please meet my missus, not it is my wife. Nobody calls. So it is level 10 grammar. Yes, it is level 10 grammar. So level 10 grammar will help to crack this 20 marks. And these are objective marks, So there is nothing liberty of cutting the marks. So this 20 marks you can have in your own pocket.
Correct.
Rest this precise and all, it is all about your writing skill. The merit will be out of 600, as I told you. So 250 marks there, 250 there, 200 here, 450 and 150 personality test. So out of 150 merit will be there, and on the basis of merit you will be allotted the force, and then after the force will notify when to join.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, in one day you can cover these two papers. You have to attend these two papers, and then you.
Yeah, it is as good as civil services paper. Kind of, you can say there is a mock exercise of appearing the civil services also. I appeared my luck was I appeared for the same. Like I already appeared in 2011 examination. Then this notification was there. One of my friend was appearing. Then I applied with him, and then this exam was 1.5 months before the mains examination. Pattern was changed, and the mains examination was shifted from October to December. So there was actually huge time to prepare. And there comes the stage that you cannot prepare beyond this. So we are mugging up the optional. So just to change, I went with him to the Mumbai. Okay, I'll appear in the exam. So there will be some change. I'll get refreshed in Mumbai and we'll come back next day. So I went and appeared, and it was sheer luck that I kept clearing, and I got rank also, and I got the service of highest choice also.
Actually, yes, luck factor is there, but your hard work in civil services has definitely paid off.
Definitely, I can say that. The civil services hard work paid me in the CAPF.
Correct. So, guys, that is a lesson. I mean, never hatch all your eggs in one basket, as we say. So, therefore, this is one very brilliant career option. In fact, I also repent. I never opted for CAPF. So that is why this session was there, so that you are aware of this examination, the challenges, the opportunities. And before I came up with this idea with Abhishek and Pranav sir and other faculties of Wisewords, some of them asked in Nasik and in around Maharashtra, there is not that much guidance. So we are planning to start a mentorship program, not a coaching kind of thing. We are
Yes,
planning to start.
Kedar, I just want to share
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah,
Like I told you, I joined the academy on 29th of August 2014. Yes, we Maharashtrian are actually were unaware about this exam.
Yeah.
So in my batch, like my batch was the pioneer for this examination. So we 14 people from Maharashtra out of 52. So vacancy was 80, 52 people reported to academy. We were 14. So the 25%. We were or 33% we were. So the whole academy was shocked because they were never habitual to the Maharashtra guys. So earlier we are having seniors, no? Like we have one commandant senior who is in Goa airport. He is from Maharashtra in 2006. So that is the gap. Like somebody in the blue moon appeared in the examination and nobody knew him. So when we reported the academy was shocked. Like what happened to Maharashtra? And since then, there is a considerable representation from Maharashtra in all the forces, not only the CISF, in all the forces, the considerable representation from Maharashtra has increased since 2014.
Yeah, that's great actually.
For 1 month, we actually burned that. People cannot digest, the 14 people of Maharashtra. Actually, whenever you go in any academy, in the army also, they blend you. So, so one platoon should have the person from each state. Now, where to put this 14 Maharashtra? In any platoon, 2 or 3 will definitely come. So, but it was the good also. Then we were appreciated also. We Maharashtra, we truly are in Indian spirit. I always in the academy, whenever I will ask to speak about Maharashtra, I used to say, see, we are true India. So we have coast. Okay, we have equatorial region also, that is coast. We have drought prone region also. We have flood prone region also. We have little bit Naxalism also. We have little bit minerals also. We have little bit factories also. And still we are majority agriculture bearing state. And we are 10% of the population of India. And we are also 11% of the GDP of India. So we are all total of India balanced state. And I am proud of it.
Yeah, that's great.
This is good. Yes.
Good.
But yeah, this exam was not known to anyone. This exam was not known to anyone. Even like for my parents, to the shocker, like, what you have become? Then one day, like, okay, you tell, and I am a class 1 officer. And when my father came to meet me at the academy, so they, with the permission, they do allow you on the special occasion. So on my birthday, my parents came to academy. So my father actually wrote in the diary what I am. And then I have to tell the simplest phase of CISF is the airport. So anybody going to airport for 2 years, my identity was that force in the airport, na. So my father used to explain that. Now when he came and stayed with me, he understood the force. Then he came to know. Now he is very comfortable about it. But yes, Maharashtra was not knowing about the CAPF examination. Maharashtra is having multiple battalion of CRPF. See, CRPF is in Mumbai, it is in Pune, it is in Latur. But nobody cared. We have Naxalite infested area in Gadchiroli. There the CRPF is deployed. CRPF does operation. We do read in the paper that Cobra has killed this many Naxalite, eliminated this many, surrendered in front of Commandant Cobra. But we never care to know how these people get recruited. Where in the northern states, like in Punjab or Rajasthan, these people are always near to border. So they know what is BSF doing, what is CRPF doing. JNK always know, and Northeast always know what is CRP is doing. In Northeast, maximum law and order is handled by CRP. So they know this Bihar, UP, Uttarakhand people were always knowing what is ITBP and SSB doing. So they were having that kind of awareness. We lack this awareness. I'll summarize. So we Maharashtrian want to become either doctor or engineer, and we want to prepare either for UPSC or MPSC. So there are a lot of other services. There are a lot of other exams. The CAPF is kind of exam. It is as same as this IFS. Like everybody was knowing, this Indian Forest Service was not part of civil services preliminary either. It was conducting a written examination and interview directly. So that was the thing. So yes, there was a lack of knowledge in Maharashtra but now it is increasing. And in Delhi, Kedar, you must be remembering, there was an academy only for CAPF.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And those guys used to advertise so vigorously, and people used to join their academies.
Yeah.
So it was like that.
Thanks a lot, Abhishek. I mean, I'm sure with this.
Somebody has asked, is NCC certificate is compulsory? No, it is not compulsory. It is preferred one.
Yeah.
Like if it is there, that means you have the test of uniform already. You have tested the uniform already. So it will be preferred one. But if you do not have NCC certificate, it does not call for your disqualification. I was also not having any NCC certificate. Okay, so yes, NCC certificate will give you edge in the this interview test, because definitely they will change your mindset. Yes, and you will be knowing more about the uniform. Suppose you have NCC of Army or Navy, then definitely you will know more about them. At least you must have handled some weapons. So they will be interested to ask some question, and they will be happy if you answer that. Right. So if the interview goes, two ways. If suppose I ask someone a question, and if someone says I don't know, then I also feel guilty. Why did I ask this question? The same happens with the panel also. So therefore, NCC is preferred qualification, but not having NCC certificate doesn't change anything. Okay, you can always score good in the written examination and give interview good. So my interview is also okay. Language was the barrier, but yes, there were the guys who was not having NCC certificate and have scored like say 120 in the interview. There are the guys. I scored 98. So that
Yeah,
was
that's great. There is one question, I think, but that is Amol is asking. Sir, please tell us about OTA exam in short and difference between CAPF and OTA. I'll just touch upon that. OTA is for the armed forces, right? Officers Training Academy, that is in Chennai. The Short Service Commission. That is nothing to do with the CAPF. Okay. So for that you have to apply for CDS exam. That is also conducted by UPSC. Okay. This is Central Armed Police Force, in which, as Abhishek sir has pointed out, ITBP, SSB, CISF, CRPF, etc. Right. So that is the difference between the two examinations. And guys, as there were a lot of queries about guidance for CAPF, and that is why we are having this session. So I'm just pasting one Google form link in the chat box. Please save this link, right? If any of you is interested in mentorship program, this is not going to be coaching, this is a mentorship program where Abhishek sir will also be there with us, fortunately, and he'll be guiding us. So, based upon how many of you are really interested in this mentorship program, how to prepare for the exam, the interview, the physical examination, please let us know. Based on the feedback we receive, we'll plan out some program definitely, and we'll contact you soon for this mentorship program. Right? The link is there in the chat box. Please save this link. Please open this link and let us know as soon as possible. Right? So I guess then if none of them have doubt, that was an elaborate session. Thank you so much, Abhishek. If Pranav sir wants to add some concluding points.
No, I just want to thank Abhishek
Yeah.
for opening a new vistas to Marathi students and
Yeah,
children.
that's true.
Nothing else. And he's a wonderful enthusiast, I think, who has a great kind of zest to share the things with people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people do the things, but they don't share it. But I think we
Yeah.
should be grateful to find such a person who is ready to share the things.
Correct.
So I think in that sense, I think the students today who are in the session, and of course, to whom we can reach out afterwards,
Yeah.
should think about getting benefited by such people who are actually having gone through all the hurdles of these exams, and of course now working on the field. So I think this is something really a very enriching experience for me as a person also, listening to him, listening to his achievements, his work, and the kind of probably I am not so great kind of attitude that he had shown throughout this session. So that is something very touchy about Abhishek. I'm sorry to call him by first name, but then that's something appealed me a lot. That otherwise people do something very little bit and then they boast of about it so much, but probably not a single word from Abhishek would sound like that. So that is the true spirit of, I think, the uniform, where you do everything and you are nameless afterwards. So salute to that, and salute to Abhishek what you are doing. So I'm thanking you actually that because you people are there, we are here safe and sound. So big thank to you from all of us, whether people appear for the exams or not, or whether we go for this program or not.
Correct.
But we are always in gratitude with all of you, what you people are doing.
Yes,
So,
that's good.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you so much, guys, for
for giving me opportunity also. It was a very nice and enriching one. And if anyone is mentorship program, I already told Kedar, yes, due to my engagements, it is not possible for me to go for full-fledged coaching. So if anyone needs the help, I may guide how to sell through it. For coaching, there is a market open, wide market open in Maharashtra and Pune also. I think some classes for especially for CAPF has opened. I heard of it. I could not recollect the name. So, but if anyone need a mentorship, yes, I'm always available. They can contact me.
Thank you so much, guys. Please look forward to the link, and thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thanks a lot. Right. So we are ending here, guys. Jai Hind and take care of yourself.
Jai.